If headaches were really just a matter of dehydration or having enough water, then water would have fixed them. If it was just about a magnesium deficiency or too much screen time, then Advil would solve them. But it hasn't because there is so much more to that picture. A headache truly is a message, albeit an uncomfortable as heck one, but a message, a signal, a communication. So most people spend years figuring out or hacking how to silence that message instead of asking what the body is actually saying in the first place. And I can say that because that was me for a long, long, long time. I had ibuprofen in my car. I had ibuprofen in like every nook and cranny in my house or apartment at that time. I had it in my book bag. I had it in my purse. If I didn't have ibuprofen, I was done for. I'd have to lie down. I'd close my eyes, forget about doing anything functional, forget about doing anything fun or human. So thank God that isn't my reality anymore. But it didn't happen because I just decided to skip the meds and bear through headaches, right? So today I want to share how the one thing that we actually do in this office, can entirely flip your headaches upside down and gone. So, what is a headache actually? Well, a headache is what happens when the nervous system is under too much pressure and compression. So, mechanically, chemically, emotionally, technologically, or any of the combination of the above. Your brain lives in a very rigid container. It relies on clear communication, balanced tension, efficient blood flow, and a nervous system that can handle and regulate stress, not drown in it. When that balance is lost, the body does the one thing it can do to get your attention. It creates pain. Pain is a protective strategy, not a malfunction. Contrary to what we are told in TV commercials, in hospitals and clinic settings, in forums, scrolling at 2 a.m., wondering why a headache woke us up again. Well, why do headaches keep coming back? So many people living with chronic headaches or reoccurring headaches, they just treat the output, never addressing the control system where it all comes from. Stress doesn't just live in our thoughts. We are told it is this mental thing when we're feeling bogged down and overwhelmed in our thinking parts, right? It actually shows up though in our physiology as tension in the jaw, as breathing that's really shallow, maybe a little fast. Maybe we don't even realize what we're breathing, how we're breathing, because we're just doing it, right? It looks like forward head posture, shoulders that are rounded, flexor muscles that are curled onto themselves. So this means our neck might feel tense and tight. We might have a change in posture of our low back, our pelvis, our hips. We might have restricted spinal motion. It could show up as poor vagal tone. Over time, the neurology, the nervous system is actually going to shift into survival mode. So this equates to it always being alert. It's always guarded. It's always tight. No matter how many massages you've had, no matter how many Advils you take, it's coming back, right? A guarded nervous system actually can't drain pressure well. It's stuck holding on to dead life. To dead life? It's stuck holding on for dear life like a dead bug. Those are the words I want to say. The pressure builds and then blood flow changes, your muscle tone increases, pain follows suit because our threshold for handling it actually drops. Not necessarily that we've got more that we're dealing with. Well, that's exactly what it is. But our threshold for handling it changes, it lowers. So the head, the neck, the upper spine, they are one of the most neurologically dense areas in the body. So when the system is overloaded, overburdened, overwhelmed, the head feels it first. Cue the headache. Your nervous system is sensory first. Before it tells your body what to do, before it can tell your body what to do, it has to listen. And it listens to everything that you are surrounding yourselves with, asking of your body, the people you interact with, the technology you use. And it's constantly asking, am I safe? Am I supported? Do I have the resources to handle what's happening around me? And if its answer is yes, your body moves into regulation. It moves through regulation. Your muscles soften, your breathing deepens, your blood flow balances and just flows. But if the nervous system perceives constant pressure, constant stress, constant tension, it shifts into protection. And protection mode looks like tight muscles, looks like guarded posture, and eventually cascade effect pain. That's how this works. That seems maybe a little bit simplistic, but that's also how God designed our bodies in this very uh, linear fashion. We see this pattern in our office all the time with new patients. People walk in and will say, like, well, I just have really bad headaches. Or they've gotten so used to it, they'll say, like, I've had migraines since high school. My mom had them too. I guess you'd say that it's genetic. I keep Excedrin or Tylenol or ibuprofen or whatever everywhere. Sound familiar? And then we talk about the 437 different types of headaches there are. We've got tension headaches, we've got migraines, there's hormonal headaches, we've got caffeine headaches, there's exertion headaches, hypertension headaches, sinus headaches, cluster headaches, ice pick headaches, spinal headaches. Like this list goes on. And I actually had to Google to find a comprehensive list because they're so stinking many. We meet and take care of people every single day, and the diagnoses they share, I've never heard of some of them. Different names, same pattern, same problem, same root cause. Truly, a nervous system that is stuck in high tone, poor adaptability, and inefficient regulation. This is why people can do all of the right things and still get headaches. You can clean up your diet. You can stay regular and consistent with your supplements. You can drink water till the cows come home. You can monitor your sleep and know you're getting 7 to 9 hours. Those matter. They truly do. I don't want to play it off like you aren't making, what do they call them? Humble efforts? Either way, plausible efforts. But those things actually don't correct dysregulation. Surprise, that's our bread and butter. That is what chiropractic does. Healing Touch Chiropractic are experts in this one thing. Not because we are chasing the headaches, but because hopping on our tables is how we restore communication and adaptability within the nervous system. So what we do in this office matches what's going on in the body. It's actually very simple. We help the nervous system to regulate again, and that only comes after establishing physiological safety. So specifically what that looks like is relieving abnormal tension patterns in the upper cervical spine. This is improving spinal motion so the pressure can dissipate, so it can be spread throughout and not just bottled up and held on right here. It helps shift the brain into safety mode again, and it helps move the body out of that fight or flight and back into regulation. And when the nervous system is regulated, our blood flow improves, our muscle tone normalizes, our inflammation calms, and our pain thresholds rise. This is why so many people are, well, obviously delighted, but they're also really surprised when headaches improve under our care. They came in for one problem, and then suddenly they also notice that they're sleeping better and they're less irritable and their shoulders aren't constantly stuck up in their ears. Their breathing is deeper. Their energy improves because the nervous system runs everything 9.9 out of 10 times. This is a made up stat. But headaches are actually relaying that nervous system has been compensating for too long. And I shouldn't really say made up, but my personal experience is that 9.9 times out of 10, that's what's going on. The nervous system has been compensating, and compensating always, always, always comes with a cost. The good news, the nervous system is adaptable when given the right input. So if headaches are part of your story or your child's, if they are plaguing your home, the question isn't necessarily what medication should we take next. The real question should be, why is my body, why is my nervous system, or your child's, if that's relevant, under this much pressure in the first place? And then more importantly, what would happen if we helped it to regulate instead of just suppressing? That is the work that we do at Healing Touch Chiropractic. If this has landed for you, it is time to schedule a nervous system-based evaluation. Not to label you or your headaches, but to understand why your body has been asking for help and how to restore balance at the root. Because when you listen differently, your body is going to respond differently by automatic default of design.